Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng, presiding in the Senzo Meyiwa trial, has taken issues with the line of questioning. During the state witness Zandi Khumalo's cross-examination, she's testified that two intruders barged into her mother's home in 2014 and attempted to rob them. Meyiwa was shot while visiting his then-girlfriend, musician Kelly Khumalo's mother's home in Phosphorus. Zandi Khumalo is the sister of Kelly Khumalo. She was in the house when the incident occurred and is the state's first witness. Zikhona Tshona joining me in studio for more on what transpired in court. Good afternoon to you, Zikhona. A lot said, and of course an approach, a different kind of approach when it comes to Judge Mokgoatlheng, his no-nonsense approach in how things will be conducted in the court.
Certainly, and we've seen since he started presiding over this trial that he wants no breaks. He wants this trial to move as swiftly as possible because we know that the country is watching. Senzo Meyiwa's family is watching with interest to see when will this all end. So he's basically tasked the defense to show that there is a defense. He wants questions to be sharper. He wants questions to be tighter. And he's saying no long-winded questions or questions that are asked and rephrased but don't take the case anywhere. For example, today there was a question asked about the sound of the gun. Zandi Khumalo has testified that she heard 3 gunshots. 2 of them she says she heard while she was hiding out in the bathroom. She also says the 3rd gunshot was louder than the other 2. So one of the advocates, the defense advocate, spent a lot of time asking her about which one sounded louder, why was this one louder, but you were in the bathroom. And he said, where is this moving us to? Is this taking us forward? We know there's an incident that occurred. There was a gunshot that was fired. Doesn't matter what the sound was like. That does not move the case forward. So he says from Monday, he wants sharper questioning, he wants more direct questioning, and basically tasking them to show that there is a defense. They came forward, the defense attorneys that is, they came forward to say they have been trying to prove that they accused their clients were not the intruders in that house at the time. We know that Zandi Khumalo has identified accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, as one of the intruders in the house at the time. She says there were 2. She described one as short, dark, with dreadlocks, and she says that one was carrying a firearm. Then she speaks about a taller intruder, and that is the 2nd intruder that she's identified before the court. So the questioning from Advocate Mnisi, who is representing accused number 3, was about the complexion of the intruders. So we know that she described the first one as dark. Now, the second one, she was not clear. So she says he was not that light. But he also said in court that Longa Twala, in his statement, says the 2nd intruder was very light. Zandile then defended herself to say, listen, the world is open to all of us to see, and we can interpret whatever we see differently. I look at your top and I can say it's olive green. Someone else will come out with a different interpretation. Well, was basically her defense in saying that the 2nd intruder was not that light.
We also got some insight on the relationship between Senzo Meyiwa and Kelly Khumalo, which also came out, of course, raising a lot of questions about some of the elements around this case.
So, Advocate Khumalo, who's representing accused number 4, displayed some text messages sent by Kelly Khumalo to Zandile in 2013. In those text messages, Kelly expresses her frustration with her relationship with Senzo Meyiwa. At some point, she says she's emotionally drained. She can't wait to be released from his love. So in that way, the advocate was trying to say there was tension between Senzo and Kelly were in their relationship, in a way saying it wasn't as rosy as Zandi Khumalo has testified before court. She then said, listen, every relationship has its ups and downs. They also had their ups and downs. So those conversations were about that. And she also talked about how Kelly is a loud lover. And she was not happy with Senzo Meyiwa's lies. She was not happy with the fact that he would tell his estranged wife, Mandisa Khumalo, something and tell her something else. So in those text messages that we saw displayed in court, according to Zandi Khumalo, those were Kelly expressing that she was not happy with Senzo and his lies.
Yeah. We also heard Longwe Twala's name coming up a few times, and of course this is a name that we've heard since the very beginning.
So Longwe Twala's name came up firstly in his statement in the description of the complexion of the second intruder in the house. Then Advocate Mnisi says there is also going to be a witness who's going to testify about a fight between Zandile and Longwe. And Senzo was harmed while trying to separate that fight. Now, the mistake he made is that in court, he was quoting the statement, but he says there was a phone call made to the said witness. And in the conversation, someone said Senzo Meyiwa was hit while trying to separate the fight. Now, the official statement does not have the word hit. So the court asked whether he would like to withdraw or question the witness further on that, and he chose to withdraw. So for now we know that there is a witness that is going to come to court to testify that there was a fight and Senzo was trying to separate this fight. But we don't know at which point that gunshots were fired.
Yeah, interesting developments. Thank you so much, Zikhona Tshona, speaking to what transpired in court, of course, when it comes to the developments around the Senzo Meyiwa murder case, speaking to a sharper and more concise line of questioning come Monday, according to Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng. Of course, we leave it there for now.